Hello everyone. In this video, I'll talk about how to apply to universities in the US and get a visa without the help of any consultant. I'll cover everything in this video from searching for the universities to preparing for the IELTS exam, paying the SEVIS fee, I-20, and finally about the F1 visa, how to fill DS-160, and scheduling your visa interview. So it is going to be a very informative video, and by the end of this video I'm sure you will be able to apply to US universities on your own. You won't need help of any consultant. Let's get started. So first step in the process is obviously you need to research universities, and I'm going to talk about some websites that you can use to research for universities because this is a crucial step. And these are the websites that you can use to research about the universities. This will tell you about the admission requirement, the program, the tuition fees. This is also a good website, US News and World Report. You can check criteria such as academic reputation, ranking, faculty. You can also check this website, Peterson, and you can check this website. So these websites will help you learn about the admission requirement, the program, the campus life, the rankings. And other than these websites, obviously you can always search on Google, so you'll find a lot of information on Google for your program. Say if you want to do MBA, you'll find a lot of universities. And then once you have narrowed down the university, you can visit their websites, you can read about their program, admission requirement, campus culture. So gather all the information about several universities, narrow your list to, let's say, 5 or 10 universities. For example, few universities in the safe list that you want to apply and that you feel that you are going to get admission from. Few universities in the moderate list that you feel that you have chance of getting admission, and few universities in the ambitious list. For example, say those universities which are your dream university and you feel it is very difficult to make it there, but still you are giving it a shot. And then, when selecting university, you need to consider several factors. For example, location. So, is it in the prime location? For example, if you are a finance student, maybe you can consider locations such as New York. If you are into computer science, maybe California. Also, if you prefer a big city or a small town, where is your university located? If you are comfortable with the climate, consider those factors as well. Another factor that you can consider is campus life, any extracurricular activities that are available, housing situation in that place that you are going, how many international students are there in your university. Another factor that I feel is really important to consider is the cost. For example, how much is the tuition fees of your university, cost of living of that place where you are going, and if you are getting any scholarship. So this is really important factor. And one more thing, like if you are getting a scholarship, this also increase your chance of getting F1 visa. So yes, this is really important factor, consider this. Another important factor is actually visa success rate. Many people ignore this factor, but this is really important. I would suggest that check the visa success rate. You can check it on the university's website or contact their international admission office. So this is really important because at the end of the day, you want to get your student visa approved. So these factors you need to keep in mind when applying for any university. And as you research about universities and program, make sure to review their admission requirements. This is very important because admission requirements may vary depending on universities and the program. So these are some requirements that you can consider. Academic qualification. So again, if you have that background to pursue that course or not. English language proficiency test such as IELTS, TOEFL. So it is important that you start preparing for it. In future, I'll make video on how to prepare for your IELTS exam, your TOEFL exam. But there are a lot of resources available on internet. Make use of that and get yourself ready. And GRE and GMAT, start preparing for that if that is applicable to you. And essay or personal statement. Many universities require students to submit essays or personal statement as part of the application process. So this is very important. Focus on this aspect as well. And I will be uploading videos on this also in future, which can help you. And again, there are a lot of resources available. Take use of that. Letter of recommendation. Some universities may require letter of recommendation from teachers or other professionals. So, what are these letters? So, these letters provide insight into your academic and personal qualities, and based on that qualities, the university evaluate whether you are suitable for that program or not. And finally, after you have done these things, after you have considered all the factors, after you have reviewed the admission requirement, finally you can apply to that university. I will also help you with how to apply to university. First, create an account. So go to each school's website, each university website that you have narrowed down, and fill out the application form. Next step is prepare your application material. So when you will be applying to universities, you will need a lot of documents. Gather all the documents such as your academic transcript, your test scores, your IELTS score, any letter of recommendation if it is applicable, your essays, and finally pay the application fee. So this depends, like for it can range from $50 to $100 per school, and finally submit your application. So once you apply to universities, and if they feel that you are suitable for the program, they may send you an email. So after getting that, the next step obviously is to obtain the I-20 form. So I will be talking about what I-20 is. So this is a document issued by the university that confirms that you are eligible for F1 student visa. This I-20 form contains a lot of details, and it is a very important document. It contains detail about your program start and end date. It contains detail about how much will be your tuition fees, how much will be your living expense when you come to US, and it also contains detail about your funding source, like how are you going to fund yourself, how you are going to fund your education in US. So again, since it contains the information about your funding source, you need to provide to the new university about your funds available to you. So send that document to university, and then they will prepare the I-20 form. So now let's talk about it more. So as I have said, to obtain the I-20 form, you need to provide the university with your financial documents. So what are the financial documents that we're talking about? They are your bank statement. So you should have sufficient fund available with you to cover your tuition fees, living expense, or any other cost. And again, this how much bank statement you need, again this depends on different factors, which university you are applying to, which program you are applying to. So that is why I've said that get an estimate how much will be your tuition fees, living expense, and accordingly you can prepare your financial documents. A letter from your sponsor, affidavit that proves that yes, he will be financially responsible for your expense while you are in the US. And if you are getting any scholarship, proof of that, so they can even if you have low bank statement, and if you are getting a scholarship, so they can consider that, and then you may not need to show a lot of bank statement balance. So this is a very important document. You will need it in your visa application process. You will need to pay the SEVIS fee. I will talk about that as well. And you will also need it when you go to US. And the duration of your stay in US depends on this document only. So if you're, they will suggest the program start date and program end date, and that will determine like how long you will be staying in US. Very important document. So now that assuming that you have sent all your documents, you will receive the I-20 form, and after that you will need to pay the SEVIS fee. What is SEVIS? So SEVIS stands for Student and Exchange Visitor Information System. So SEVIS, what it does is that it maintains information about all international students and exchange visitors in the US. In your I-20 form, which you will receive from your university, you will find the SEVIS ID number. So what you need to do is that you need to pay the SEVIS fee. It is a mandatory fee that all F1 visa applicant must pay before they apply for their visa. Let us say that you applied to 10 university and you got admit from 5 universities, then you will get 5 I-20 form obviously, and you will have service ID number in each one of them. So let us say that you have finally selected one university, and you will be looking at that I-20 form for the one that you have selected. Take your service ID number from there and pay the service fee. So you need to pay the SEVIS fee for that from whatever SEVIS ID is mentioned on that I-20. Once you pay the SEVIS fee, print the receipt because you will need it in future. You will need it for your visa application. So print the receipt, keep it you with yourself. And now that we have talked about I-20, we have talked about service fee, we have talked about how to apply for universities, the most important thing comes: how to apply for F1 visa. For that, you need to fill DS-160. I have made a separate video on how to fill DS-160 step by step. So in that video, it's a 30-minute long video, and in that video, I have talked in detail how to fill DS-160. This DS-160 is very important because if you make any mistake in DS-160, maybe you will not even get your visa because this is a long application, and it takes lot of focus, lot of attention. So if you are not able to pay focus, if you are not able to pay attention, you make mistake in DS-160. And if you are making mistake in DS-160, your chances of getting visa is very low. Don't make mistake in DS-160. That is why watch my video. So this is my video, how to fill DS-160 form for F1 visa USA 2023, notes from Danish. So you can also find it in my playlist for USA student visa, and you can also find it in the video section. After you have submitted the DS-160 form and paid the visa fee, the next step is to schedule and attend visa interview. So during the interview, the counselor officer will ask you different questions. So the questions will be about your background, your intended course of study. The reason why they are asking you these questions and they are checking your ties to your home country is because if they feel like that you will not return back to your country after your studies, and if you have, say, some other motive of going to USA and study is not your primary motive, maybe you want to work in USA, and if they feel this, they will straight away reject your visa because this is a non-immigrant visa, and they expect you to go back to your home country after you complete your education. So during the interview, it is important that if they ask you question about like, hey, do you want to work in USA? You shouldn't tell them like, yes, you want to work in USA. Always tie it back to your home country, saying that no, I want to work in my home country. I have my parents who are nearing retirement age. I want to help them. Like I want to be with them, and obviously. If you are telling them you want to work in your home country, have some reason for that why you want to work in your home country. Maybe you were working professional and then you resigned from your work to pursue this course, and now you feel that with this education that you are getting, you can go back and uh, get promotion in your job. If you want to prepare yourself for interview questions and answers, I have got a video for that too. So USA F1 visa interview questions and answer. This is a 20-minute long video, but this covers, in my opinion, everything. Like all the range of questions that they could ask you, I have talked about that. This will be very helpful for you if you want to get your USA visa. So with this, I've covered everything. I've talked about how to you apply to universities. I've talked about I-20, SEVIS fee, and finally, I've talked about DS-160 and F1 visa. I hope this video was useful to you. Please subscribe to my channel if you feel this video was useful. Thank you so much.